I see lots of videos online of journaling ecosystems, commonplace books, junk journals, media journals, recipe books. If that works for you, that's awesome. But I know myself, and in order for me to consistently journal, I need to minimize decisions. It needs to be easy. So I've just been using one notebook for everything. It's time to set up a new notebook. So let me show you my process and what I've learned so far. I like documenting my life, and what better way than to document everything in one place? While documenting life is definitely one of the points of this journal, another huge part of it is just getting the ideas out down on paper so I can take action on them before they disappear. Part 1. What is important to you? What's important to you is probably different than what's important to me, but I think it's useful to get an idea of what kind of things you'll use your notebook for. Here are some of the things that are important to me that I might like to make a note of in my notebook. The date is pretty important to me. I want to know when I made the entry. To-dos and tasks. Maybe you don't like this in your journal or planner, but I do. I feel like it gives me a snippet of what was actually going on that day. Recipes and craft patterns, movement, exercise, places I've visited, people I've interacted with, habit and sleep trackers. The media that I've consumed is a big one that I like to track right now. Things that I'm curious about, adventures, communication and letters sent because I love mail, junk journaling, events and celebrations, and gratitude. Part 2. Things to consider about the notebook. What size notebook do you like? I like an A5 size notebook. I want to be able to carry it around easily, but I don't want the pages to be too small. This is a good size for me, but maybe smaller or bigger might work better for you. What type of paper? There are various thicknesses of paper. Not all hold up to a fountain pen, for example. I like to stick a lot of things in my notebook, so I'm not too concerned about the pages being too thick, as long as it holds up to my regular pen that I like to use. You may also want to consider if you want lined, graph, plain, dotted, watercolor, sketchbook paper. I found that I personally like dotted paper the best right now. It's nice to write on to keep my writing neat, but it also gives me the freedom for doodles and art without the lines getting in the way. What type of notebook binding? As you can see, my last notebook was a hardback book. I've stuck so much into it that it's gotten nice and chunky, but that also blew out the spine. So this time I'm going to try a spiral bound book. I also didn't want too many pages in the book. It got a little unruly by the end, and this has 144 pages in it, so that's about the maximum size book I'd want to get. But maybe you like more or less pages. Just something to think about. Part 3. Let's get this baby set up. There are a few things I like to add to my notebooks to make them more functional and make them my own. First thing would be a pocket. This new notebook comes with a pocket in the back, but I made one for my last notebook, and I'm going to make another pocket for the front of this notebook, so I'll have two. Here's how I did it. A binder clip is useful to keep pages together, but also as a pen holder. You may want to consider an elastic band or ribbon of some sort to keep the book closed. I like to leave a couple of pages at the front of the book for collections. Currently, I'm collecting bulldog characters from ramen packets and postage stamps from mail I've received. I also like to use washi tape to make tabs in my notebook, and sometimes paper clips as bookmarks. At the front of my books, I like to put a year at a glance section with birthdays, anniversaries, special events. I've created this digitally since I'll need a copy of this in each notebook that I start. Saves me writing it out each time, but there's nothing stopping you from writing it out if you don't have a printer, or that's easier. Of course, I'll need to add some stickers too. This one on the back is from Bratty Breeze Zine Club. And these on the front are from Goblin Puppy Studios. Part 4. Widgets for planning. In part 1, we determined what was important. Now it's time to make widgets for what we want to include in the monthly and weekly planning. Let's set up the month first. For me, I like to include a fold-out monthly calendar that I can see from future pages. Here's how I put that in. I also like to include space for projects, to-dos, birthdays, gifts for the month. Now let's look at the weekly setup. I do like to have a monthly overview in my notebook, but I often find the time frame of a month to be a little overwhelming, so I use it more for a general idea of what's coming up. The week is really where I like to plan fully. Here I keep a weekly calendar view. I'm currently working on my sleep, so a sleep tracker goes in here too. I like a weekly habit tracker. I've tried a daily one, but I find that hard to keep up with, so weekly works best for me. And here's where I like to add some tabs so I can easily flip to the weekly and monthly pages. I put monthly tabs on the top, weekly tabs on the side. I also keep the following week and month's widgets on a paper clip so I can easily add notes to those if I need to. By setting up these general widgets that I can just easily stick into the notebook, I find that it helps me make less decisions, and that always makes it easier for me. I also like to print out this very minimal daily planner from my thermal printer that I can easily stick in. This helps me get started on a blank page. Part 5, the toolkit. I have a portable toolkit which I feel like gets me through anything I want to put in my notebook while I'm out and about. And here's what's in it: a glue stick, 3 rolls of washi tape, 3 to 4 highlighters, a couple of colored gel pens, a Sharpie style marker, and some child-safe scissors. I also keep my regular pen just clipped to my notebook. Some optional things that I'll carry around when I go out is a thermal camera with some sticker paper. It means I can just take pictures and stick them right into my book. While I'm out adventuring, I also like to make quick and easy digital collages on a 6x4 template on Canva on my phone. Then as soon as I come in the door, I can just print it out on photo sticker paper and can easily add them to my notebook. I really like getting the sticker photo paper. That way I don't have to mess around with any glue or anything. I can just stick them right in. Part 6, experiment. Now that we have the new notebook all set up, it's time to get into the fun stuff. Experiment, play around, see what works for you, what doesn't. Change things up, find what you like to document and how you like to document it. I love using my notebook to capture thoughts and ideas that come to mind. I add in to-dos to keep on track of things. Sometimes I junk journal. I add media pages. I write notes on books I've read, quotes from movies I've watched. I staple in receipts to track places I've been and what I bought. I add mail I've received, stickers, cool packaging, doodles from my day, notes of things I want to remember, projects that I'm working on, and so much more. Part 7, the secret sauce. I love having everything in one place that I can carry around with me, but I also think it's really good to periodically review what's in your notebook. And I think that that's how this all comes together. You may want to transfer things out to somewhere else, review projects that may have gotten lost, research things that you've been curious about. Some things I like to move out into Notion so I can reference them easily anytime, such as recipes. I also like to make these media I consumed posts that I put on my social media pages. So it's fun to review and do something creative with all the data that I've collected. I created these simple review pages that I can just stick into my notebook and go over what's happened in the last week. But a different time frame might work better for you. Conclusion. This notebook's still a work in progress. I'm still experimenting with things, moving stuff around. Items that are important to me now may not be so important to me later, but I feel like this system gives such a comprehensive snapshot of my life as it's happening right now. This is the most consistent I've ever been able to be with journaling. It's not perfect, it's messy, and anything goes. So, what do you think? Would you try this type of journaling? What's important to you to document? Let me know. I'd love to chat about it. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.